It's an honor to join you all. My name is Greisa Martinez Rosas. I serve as the Executive Director of United We Dream and United We Dream Action. I am undocumented, unafraid, queer, and unashamed. And I'm really excited to be with all of you to celebrate faith, hope, and joyful rebellion. It almost feels like coming home. I grew up in the Southern Baptist home. I'm a PK, a pastor's kid. My parents were both ministers of faith, and they brought that into our home. I wanted to, and which is why I'm really excited to be able to celebrate with you all and be in this moment of not only faith and contemplation, but also fierce urgency and action, and where we are. So we made it to this event. We've survived, we've thrived, we've kicked butt, and we're just getting started. So I first want to thank Faith in Public Life for the invitation to address you tonight. Faith leaders have been the backbone of the fight for immigrant justice. Faith leaders have stood with us as we've risked arrest and deportation as we fight for our dignity and the dignity of our people. And that's what it's all about. It's about fighting for justice and paving the way for new freedom fighters to follow in our footsteps and brave new pathways that we can't even imagine right now. So at United We Dream, we believe that there's real power in our stories. So I'm going to share with you all a little bit about mine. I was born in Tlahuelilpan, Hidalgo, Mexico. When I was 8 years old, my parents made the courageous decision to come to the U.S. I'll never forget the day that we crossed the Rio Grande. We held hands tight, my dad, my mom, my little sister, and I. The water was so cold, but we held hands tight. The water was rushing, but we held hands tight. We knew that La Migra could come find us at any time, but we held hands tight. We held hands tight because we knew that we were bound by love, and we made it. We made it to the other side together. Together, we grew up in Dallas, Texas. We were poor, but immigrants are resilient, and we made it. We went to school and we lived our lives. To feed our family, my dad would go at night to find broken pallets that factories would throw out. He would find them, he would fix them, and then he would sell them back to those same stores. And I always thought it was like the greatest immigrant hustle. One day, my sisters and I were with him on his rounds. We were having fun, music blasting, scouting for pallets, and doing our thing. And then all of a sudden, a white man came out. And he started yelling at us, calling my dad names, saying that my dad was a bad father for bringing his family to steal people's trash. He yelled racial slurs and threatened to call the police on us. It was the first time I remember seeing racist hate, and I'll never forget it. The man didn't care that there were little girls present. He did not care that my dad was a father just trying to earn money to feed his family, because to him, we were less than human. And as a little girl, I could feel it. I could still feel it. Years later, when I was 19, my dad was driving his old truck through a nice neighborhood with a load of pallets, and he got stopped by the police. He was stopped, he was charged with stealing from the trash, and he was deported. And I haven't seen him since. My family crossed the Rio Grande together because we were tied by love and lived together. But racist immigration laws tore us apart. I share these experiences not because they are unique. I share them because they are the lived experiences of immigrants all across the country. And it's experiences like these, when we feel isolated and alone and broken, that United We Dream and Faith in Action and people that are part of this call tonight have been able to transform pain into community, into power, into miracles. We've been fighting so hard for years because we know that what we're fighting for is much more than immigration reform or the DREAM Act. We are fighting for the soul of our democracy, and we are fighting for the dreams of our parents and our communities. All of us has journeyed into this country with dignity and freedom. Many of us has faced people like the man that my dad and I saw, who talked down to my father. Behind his words and behind the words of Trump is a man-made history of hate and racism, silencing women, people of color, people of faith, LGBTQ people. Because they are the same men who want to build more immigration detention camps, are the same men that want to build more prisons to lock up Black people. That's the real talk. But we, the people on this call, we are the people that refuse to accept that that is the way that things should be. We know the truth. Our communities are vibrant, we are determined, and we are here to stay. It is true that we are living in some dark times, sisters and brothers. I can't deny it. Every corner of this country is bearing witness to a cruelty of politicians that are comfortable leaving children in cages, ICE agents in our streets, police officers to murder Black and brown people, and leaving undocumented people, working class families, and Black people out of any relief packages in COVID. Being comfortable, people risking their lives. But also, every corner of this country is also bearing witness to a Black-led multiracial uprising, flanked by those of us who believe in freedom, the restless, the ones that know that freedom is coming. And in this moment, when I see the actions on the streets, when I see people on these late night calls, I see the community meetings. I see the one-on-ones, the long nights of dance, of song, of principled debate, all the moments of trust building, that they are not just small. They're revolutionary. They're faith-filled. They're casting a future for all of us. It is important for people to remember, for all of us to remember, and to look with wonder about this incredible moment that we're all facing. For those of us who are organizers, what we're seeing will build the stage for what we'll build into the future. And it is significant because it's mine, because it's yours, because it's ours. And in the words of a lot of historians, we have a beautiful history. And together, we are building a future that will truly, truly astonish the world. And as I think about this moment, and as I go back to my upbringing, I also think about a lot of ancient stories. We've been here before. I think about the story of Exodus, where we have people that have fled from Egypt. And now, just like them, just like those people that fled from Egypt and have rejected those things that tell us that we aren't enough, now that we're out, we see that it was a lie, that calling for the defunding of the police, of ICE or CBP was impossible, that it was a lie that we were demanding too much and that we weren't worthy for it. The one thing that we cannot do, and the one thing that we will not do, is go back to the lie that told us that we were too radical and unworthy of demanding exactly what we deserved. Pharaoh's armies right now are trying to drag us back into the delusion that we are powerless. And up ahead, I see a sea where we've never navigated it before. But moving forward is going to require a new type of courage, a new type of faith, a new type of leadership. And sisters and brothers, I believe that we're going to be able to let go of white supremacy, of anti-Blackness, and the division that has been hoisted up our entire lives. The new leap is going to require us to act. It's going to require us to live out in our values, to live out in our faith. And I am ready. I know that you're ready, because our faith dictates exactly this moment for all of us. I ask you to join us at United We Dream in Action, to call your local elected officials, to donate funds to organizations that you support and that are leading this work, to talk to your family about voting in this November, about being really clear about how we're acting out our faith. I believe that if we are able to act on our truth, we will inspire it in others. It will become real, and we will win. So with that, I am honored to be part of this conversation. I am honored to be faith-driven and looking forward to what the beautiful history that we will truly build. And I'm ready to win this November. Thank you.